Welcome back to Hippie Bliss Travel. Today, we're wrapping up in Seattle. Now, the reason we went to Seattle is because my husband wanted to go to a concert. And as much as I like the Disturbed, $130 for a ticket, I was like, eh. But I was good to go out of town for a couple days. Always good for that. So we went to Seattle. We made it like a 48-hour trip. So Monday night, while he was at the concert, I went out, walked along the waterfront, found this Mason's lobster rolls, and it's like kind of fast food. They kind of made it there. It was really, really good, but I didn't want to sit inside because it was still another gorgeous day. So half a block or so from Mason's there, I found this spot, had a couple tables, a spectacular view, had water running behind me, a nice quiet evening to myself. And just walking back around to the hotel. We did stay at the Warwick.
So here's
So
our room.
here's
We
the
got a little
room.
mini fridge, closet, a bathroom with a bathtub. Ooh, bathtub. Hair dryer. We have a little couch. And a little tiny. Wow. Oh, and there's the sphere that I want to go to. It's right down there. It's like 2 blocks. So yeah, here we are sitting on the couch in the hotel room. Peek of view between the two tall buildings to see the boats in the Puget
And the
Sound.
sphere I was talking about in the building there is not open to the public. It's I think it's Amazon. Yeah, right there. And it's like the first or third Saturday of the month they're open to the public, but you got to make a reservation or reserve a slot. I guess it's got some beautiful botanical gardens and stuff is why I wanted to go see it. So if you're ever there on the whatever weekend, that Saturday that they're open to the public, take a chance, go see it. And as the evening, we carry my husband has a little cribbage and he carries in his travel bag. So we sat there, watched some Star Wars movies that just happened to be on, and watched the sunset. A lovely evening. And yes, they did have some water bottles, but you did see they were $4 a bottle. So what I just do is I take the ice bucket, go fill it up with ice, and then as it melts, I have water
The
for the
nighttime
night.
view from
This
our
was a nighttime
hotel.
view. The pool, I mean, the hotel did have a pool and a hot tub, a 24-hour gym, a restaurant, and a bar. We didn't even get time to see any of that. While my husband was at the concert, after I went to Mason's there, I came back to the hotel and I went down to the hot tub and the pool. And I just happened to meet a couple from Eugene or from the Eugene, Oregon area. We started talking. I sat there for over an hour in the hot tub talking with the wife. The husband would get in the pool, would come talk with us. A very lovely evening. I went up, showered. It's about midnight when my husband got home. Got home, yeah. Got back from the concert to the hotel. The concert was down by the Space Needle, so it was about a 15-minute walk. And when I booked the hotel, I deliberately booked a walkable hotel. So this was Tuesday morning. We're heading out. We're gonna before we came back to Oregon. And Seattle and Portland, Oregon, it's about a 3-hour drive, roughly. I picked out a restaurant, had a good reviews. It was on the west side of Seattle, so you can ferry across, or as you will see here, don't know what's going on with my camera there. You can drive it just as easy. Traffic wasn't really that bad. And this route takes us like through the Old Town historical part of Seattle. It had some of the older buildings and stuff as we got down here. Yeah, we had a really fabulous time. I mean, we've never really had a bad time in Seattle. We've lived in the Pacific Northwest. Well, I think it was what, 1995 we moved to the Pacific Northwest. And we moved to Washington State first. Um, we used to live in Spokane. We were just going to stay a year or two because we're from Colorado, the Denver area. And in the 90s, Denver was just exploding with growth, and it was get us out of here. And so we thought, oh, we'll try Spokane because I had an aunt and uncle that lived in the area, give us some family nearby. And then we'll probably move to Seattle. And right before we left Denver, we lived in this small apartment complex. And at the time, we were known as the kids because we were early 20s. We were the obviously the youngest ones in the apartment complex. And we had these landlords, and they said, yeah, you're going to move to Spokane. Maybe even a year or two later, you'll move to Seattle. But eventually, you're going to end up in Oregon because you're just Oregon type of people. And we laughed about it. We thought, ah, ha, ha, that's funny. And lo and behold, it took us almost 20 years, but we ended up moving from Spokane, bypassed Seattle, and moved to Oregon. And we've been here, what, I think 12, 13 years now. But as we were crossing, started just filming this because this again is the port of Seattle. This was toward the beginning of May, maybe in the first week in May. Um, but yeah, as we're driving along, this port is usually busy. Ships, cargo ships moving, not cargo, but the containers. And as you drive by, it's looking pretty quiet right now. That's the only reason I was filming it because of how slow it was. And you can always tell a good restaurant when the parking lot with all the locals park is full. But yeah, we picked out the Chelan Cafe. I think that's how you pronounce it. If I mispronounce it, I apologize. It was a pretty busy place. The food was delicious. A very nautical themed restaurant. But yeah, had a wonderful breakfast. We checked out of the hotel before we headed to breakfast, so then we just hopped on I-5 and headed south toward home. But you can never really, in Seattle, the traffic is bad pretty much all the time on the highways. So you can just hop on the highway is it's a little more than that. And it doesn't matter early morning rush hour. When we showed up, it was Sunday afternoon and we still had, bumper to bumper traffic, and it could have been like a Monday morning rush hour too, but that was, Sunday afternoon. And, unless you come through like the middle of the night, it's pretty much going to be traffic on I-5 all the time. Thank you for watching Hippie Bliss Travel. If you made it to the end, give us a like and a subscribe, and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching.